What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. I got my boy here, my partner in crime, D-Bab. Not going to be here long. First of all, I'm not feeling well. I sound like shit, and I feel like shit. But today, Microsoft, like I said, dealer hit me today. He woke me up like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, damn near, talking about this. Like I said, I'm a little under the loop, so tell me what's going on.
Well, basically, GamerSutra.com, they had an exclusive reveal of the Project Scorpio's dev kit, and they had they interviewed looks like they interviewed everyone over there, Phil Spencer, different guys on the engineering team, and it's a pretty well written article with a lot of details. They discuss how they were going to make another Xbox One. So the Xbox One S wasn't really going to come out. It was going to be another Xbox One that's going to be more powerful. Of course, it was going to have the Blu-ray player and all that, but it's going to be more powerful than the Xbox One S, similar to what the PS4 Pro did. And they said that they found out when they were trying to put it together that they weren't able to reach higher graphic fidelity or higher frame rates. It was just a little bit higher resolution, but it wasn't worth it to them. They wanted higher graphic fidelity and higher frame rates, so they opted not to do with it, and they went ahead with Scorpio. So that was part of it.
So that's when Phil said that they could have put out a console this year, but the tech and stuff that they wouldn't be available to next year. So I think that's why people got kind of confused with the Ryzen and the Vega. You know what I mean? Because they both use the same SoC company, if I'm not mistaken, some Taiwanese company. They both use them. So he did confirm that.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, he did confirm. So in fact, there was going to be two of them. So we would have got a more powerful Xbox One in this year. In 2016, and we would have got Scorpio still in 2017. It was two new consoles.
Damn. Wow. So, I mean, how do you feel about that though? Is that something that you was looking for, the interest to? You know what I mean? Are you happy they waited?
No, I think it was a better idea they waited, because look how the PS4 Pro went over. It didn't go over that great, right? Yeah. Yes, the odd game, you get the odd graphic setting that's put up a little bit, like the non the games that are easy to render, like sports games. Yes, you're getting them at native 4K, but the majority of games you're not getting it native. They're checkerboarding them up, and they look a little bit better, of course, because they got HDR, they're on a 4K TV, but it's not a huge leap over the regular PS4. You're basically just getting a higher resolution.
So so like I said, I guess that is because of the memory bandwidth, why they can't give you how you say PC textures and higher frame rate.
That, and also too, it's not just a memory bandwidth, the CPU, because that CPU is just not cutting it. It needs to be more powerful. So they're held back. And it was funny. It's a really good read. But in the article, it looks like he's listening to us, because he said he gets into a lot of trouble always talking about Sony. He did mention that in the article, which I found.
I heard.
And then they went on to describe the actual dev kit, which is a fucking beast. So of course it has the same type of CPU. It's got the same cores. It's actually clocked at the same speed, but instead of 40 CUs, it has 44 CUs.
Clocked higher.
Sorry?
They have 44 CUs clocked higher.
No, it's actually clocked at the same clock, but they have.
I mean, sorry, I'm saying. Let me tell you what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that initially, Digital Foundry thought they was going to have 56 CUs and whatever the case may be, but Microsoft skipped that and just gave Scorpio 40 CUs that's clocked really high.
Right.
So okay, that's what I was saying. So
the dev kit actually has 4 more CUs than the actual console itself. It has more memory too. It has 24 gigabytes of GDDR5, so it's got twice the fucking memory. The flash is the same. It also has a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive in addition to the 1 terabyte hard drive, and it actually it gives a little bit more power, so it consumes a little bit more power. Now they said that the reason why they did this was because they want the devs to tune at a very high frequency, to shoot really high and then try to scale it back to fit on Scorpio and fit on Xbox One S. They don't want to limit the developers, right? They feel that if they give them a higher ceiling, these games will benefit more from it. It's a really good read.
I'm looking at the article now. I'm looking at the article now,
and they even show you a picture of the developer kit, which is which
Yeah,
actually
no,
looks
no, like
it looks like the Xbox One S, man. But
yeah, I was seeing that's what the rumor came out that it was going to have an LCD screen. You know, it might make it into the console to let you know what you're running. That'd be a nice little stick at Sony. Hey, this is 4K HDR 60 frames a second. You know what I mean? That will be dope. You can see the dips. You know what I mean? I don't know how much it would cost, but normally the dev kit doesn't look too much different than the console. To be honest,
usually, but the fact that the Surface team is actually developing the console, I don't see it being the same. And from the blowout that we saw from Digital Foundry, that blowout, the system looked a little bit more square. So I think it's probably going to be a little bit smaller. Well, we'll see.
well, like I said, no, like it is going to be smaller because dev kits are bigger than the actual console itself. You know, I mean, slightly bigger. It's more. They're more powerful. But shit, it may just be a smaller version of this right here. Let me let me share my screen.
Oh,
let
me
share my screen. There we go. Hold on, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. All right, there we go. Make smaller. Let me turn this up.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, so it may, like I said today, normally, like I said, these are the Xbox 360s back there. They go the OG Xbox right there. They go look at there go the Xbox original. This is the Xbox One S. Like it may just look like, I hope honestly though, I hope it looks a little different than the actual Xbox One S. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll be a different color or something. You know what I mean? But I said yeah,
you make a good point there. When I did put this picture up in my video today, but honestly, I didn't really pay too much attention to the dev kits in the back. And you're right, they you know, the system that was released didn't look too different from these dev kits. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they probably used the service team to get all that power, you know, in the box, and you know, because it doesn't have, quote unquote, the power supply, the brick anymore. So maybe that's what they use them for. Like I don't know. And again, I don't have a problem, but how the console look. As long as it works, I'm cool with that. I mean, maybe they can come with some different colors. I said maybe a metallic, maybe a silver or something would be different. You know what I mean? Or gold. I don't know. 4K. I don't know. Maybe you can just, but you know what I mean? But honestly, though, I wouldn't mind them leaving the little LCD screen right in the front. If you promise, if you have a Samsung TV, the KS series, it lets you know when something is in HDR. So when you put a game in, it lets you know, hey, this is 4K HDR 60. You know what I mean? I think that'd be dope. Yeah, I think that'd be hot. You know what I mean? I don't know if they will, but also too, for you, it's not going to be here long. May 2nd in New York, Microsoft is having a hardware show.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that we're not to expect. Well, I do know that the Surface is coming out soon enough, but they said not to expect Surface, not to expect any of those devices because it's not that. So what else could it be? It would just have to be Scorpio.
So May 2nd, they probably most likely they're going to show off Forza 7. Show, you know, that's the Halo in the Gears for this year. They're going to show most likely Forza 7 or either Crackdown. Either that or Crackdown. They're going to show, you know, at the reveal, probably give us a price, probably the official name of the console. I wonder, like I said, it's how far as the seating goes. I may go. What is it going to be at the Microsoft store or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I might go. Maybe to hook up with Tim Doe. We all meet over there and have a fucking ball. But May 2nd, but damn. D, are you excited? Are you listening?
I'm really excited. Like I like the way they're staging out these this information dumps. You know, we're gonna get to see the console hopefully on May 2nd. Get to see a game, and then of course E3. They're gonna fucking blow their load, man.
Yeah, you know, I mean, speaking like I said today, a few. Now, you know what? I was reading a little bit of the article. Would you say Phil kind of took shots a little bit at Sony?
You know what? I mean? He subtly did. I was kind of surprised he did, and he was trying to hold back. He's like, I don't really want to do it, but I'm just gonna state the facts here that, you know, they're not reaching higher graphic fidelity. They're not getting higher frame rates. In fact, they're getting lower frame rates. You know, so you know it just shows that they actually made the right decision.
In your honest opinion, what could Sony do to correct that? You're the tech guy. Talk to me.
Concentrate on maybe 1440p games and upscaling them from there, and giving gamers a little bit higher graphic fidelity, better frame rates. They're concentrating too much, going to 1800p and going up, and it's not worth it. I understand maybe they don't want to concentrate on 1080p so much. So what they can do, a good trade-off, is 1440p. Of course, it would downscale and it would look better, and you probably have better frame rates, and they could probably up the graphics a notch or two. Developers just really need to code with it. That's another thing that came from this article today. Microsoft basically said, the developers aren't going to have to code for this. Like, they're just going to have to write the code that is for Xbox One, and we're going to take care of everything else. The game will just run better on Project Scorpio without you guys doing anything. You don't have to write a separate code for Scorpio.
Oh yeah. It's like, so that's like, bro. Like I said, no, we're not going to be held on. This is something that I've always said. When it comes to software, Microsoft was the biggest software company in the world. This is what they do. This is what keeps the lights on. So they will always be leap years ahead of Sony in that regard. You know what I mean? And Sony is a hardware company. The fact that they came out, this being an example, they came out with the PS4, most powerful console time, then had the power supply within the box. It's a nice little sleek box. That's what Sony does. That's what they're good at. They're hardware people. But now, I think now, but being that these consoles now are all both 86. I like I said, this was told to me. I bullshit you not. I said this shit about in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. I said, and the motherfuckers teased me again. I said that what was told to me that Microsoft said when it comes to hardware, they will never be outgunned again. Now you can see who got the best exclusives. That's up for debate. Whether you like God of War or whether you like Gears of War. But what was told to me from a prominent, I'm not talking about some industry insider, somebody that makes, that works for the top 3 companies in the goddamn gaming. He said when it comes to hardware, where Microsoft is working on, they will never be outgunned again.
Yeah. And they actually, like, I go into detail on my video that I did because it's a really long article. But they did say in the article that the reason why they built Scorpio is because they wanted to have the best multi-plats on their system, and they just wanted to have the best games, period, running on their system. And they said now with Project Scorpio, they can fucking claim that. And that's just incredible, man. These guys, you can tell Microsoft has their swagger. They're like, they're doing that Vince McMahon strut, man.
Like I said, people again going to try to change the narrative though. Shout out to Jess from Windows Central. Got leaked that Sony does have the marketing rights. Marcelo Simon was good, brother. Has the marketing rights to I don't know, but showing their commercial on the marketing rights for Star Wars Battlefront. I am more excited for that goddamn game. I'm not the biggest when it comes to shooters. I like third-person shooters. That game right there is gonna look amazing, and I can't wait, bro. I can't fucking wait, man. You know what I mean? I can't fucking wait. May 2nd, be available. We're gonna come right back here. And I'll listen deeper. First, I want to also say live on air, bro. I'll take my hat off. You really been busting your ass out here in these gaming streets and these YouTube. You're doing your thing, bro. I see you out there working, bro. Listen, listen, man. If you guys, this is the thing here, the tech stuff. Rain, what's good, baby? Support my man, D, man. He's a real cool cat, man. He knows when it comes to TV. If you got a question about TVs and all that stuff, Next Gen just buys them. It was him that taught me to tech behind him. I know that when I would buy my TV, I looked at the bezel. If it looked nice, the bezel, that's how I bought my TVs. I didn't care, you know what I mean? There was this man right here that taught me about the specs, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? So, all right, I would just buy a goddamn TV because it looked nice, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, man. But D, like I said, I'm not gonna keep you here long. I know you got a whole. I want
to add to what you just said there, though, because I know you have a KS. I bought a KS 8000 this year. I know you have a 8000 or 8500. One of them.
8500 and the 9000.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, okay, this TV doesn't have HDMI 2.1." No, it doesn't. But the HDMI forum, they're the guys that own the the technology behind HDMI ports. They said that the companies can actually update them. So we'll be able to get the variable frame rates update and the HDR metadata update. So, and if you get the new cable, you'll be able to support the higher bandwidth. So some of the TVs that came out last year will actually get an update to support HDMI 2.1. It probably won't happen till later on this year because there's no devices out there that really support it yet. To my knowledge, Scorpio is probably going to be the first device to hit the market that's actually going to have HDMI 2.1.
So is this wire coming with the Xbox?
Sorry?
Is this wire coming with the Xbox One? Xbox Scorpio.
Well, I don't think the wire is necessarily going to be needed for the Xbox One. It'll be a normal HDMI wire because, to my knowledge, that wire is basically for like 8K resolution, or I think it might be for 4K 120 hertz, and we're not going to have to worry about that right now. We're going to be doing 4K 60 hertz, so it's not really going to apply to to us right now at this moment. Some of the cable for the extra bandwidth, we're not going to need it.
No, so we're not going to need. So okay, so that they just
Okay, sorry, let me explain it better. The existing HDMI cable is going to cover most of the features that HDMI 2.1 is going to do, and the ones that have like 120 hertz frame rate or 8K. Obviously, our TVs aren't 8K, so we're not really going to need that cable right now. So it's kind of not a moot point for that.
Mm-hmm. So what I take it as, even with the FreeSync, you know what I mean? Actually, before I know you want to, do you have time to explain the FreeSync, or you get to go?
Yeah, I can explain a little bit.
Because people said we didn't really touch into it yesterday. Heated Man, Flip Money, all you guys, what's going on? See you guys. Explain to the people here within the chat that may not know, or they didn't catch Xbox Beast Fire yesterday. What's the reasoning behind what
with FreeSync you don't get screen tearing. The image refreshes quicker on the screen and it's smoother. So there, like, say a game that's like fluctuating between like 30 to 45 frames per second, something like that, it's gonna judder. You're gonna see the cadence. You're gonna see that it's off. Now with FreeSync, they can lock it at say 40 frames per second, and it'll be butter smooth, and the response will be great. Like you're not gonna notice any latency, and of course it looks better. You're not gonna get the stutter. You're not gonna get screen tearing. Like on Xbox One games, when it can't keep up with the frame rate, you get the tearing on the screen, right?
So now the console, if I'm not mistaken, sends the message to the TV, hey, and then it responds instead of the other way around. Is basically what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So say for those, you know what? And again, so say that's what I'm saying. Every year you get a TV, it's always one little feature that comes out that's new. We went from HDMI 1.4 to HDMI 2.0. Now we're on HDMI 2.1. Now, if you want to,
it's going to support higher. It's going to support higher bits too. So it's going to support 10 bits, 14 bits, 16 bits. So you're going to get much increased color. Obviously, you're going to need a TV that supports. I believe our TVs support up to 12 bits. I think past 12 bits, our TVs can't do it.
All right. So yeah. So So here's the thing. So if you bought a KS or Samsung TV last year, what is Samsung's answer to this? What's going on?
Well, Samsung promised us last year an HDR10 metadata update for the dynamic HDR footage. Well, sorry, the dynamic HDR metadata. So I suppose they're going to drop the update because they did say that they're going to update the TVs. So HDMI 2.1, this is the spec that requires it. So I would assume they're going to update the TV.
Okay,
I want to clarify to people here. When I say that our TVs do 12 bits, it'll do dithering. So like it's a 10-bit panel, but it'll be able to dither 12 bits, so it can simulate it.
All right, last thing we go. Since Zach Green said, I have a question, DZ. The Scorpio seems to be packing a lot of power under the hood. Will the generation be long again like the 360?
No, I don't think so. I think these guys are going to refresh like every
3-4 years.
Yeah, every 3-4 years. So I think we're going to get another Xbox like 2021.
What's this, 2020? Yeah. I mean, another 4 years, because you got to look at it like this. And I'm going to say this before we get off the air. Something I said last year on Beats. Sometimes on Beats, we really bump heads. And I was telling them, just don't expect Sony to sit there and get their teeth kicked in. And this is Sony's bread and butter. And we know one thing about Sony, they don't mind doubling down on the goddamn hardware. You know what I mean? This is their business, their livelihood. Right now, they really don't have an incentive to release a quote-unquote or PlayStation 5 because the PS4 is still selling so well. That doesn't mean that they're not working on a PlayStation 5. And this is how business goes. Or whether Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, you can read it right here in this article. Once they release one console, you know what I mean? The engineers are already going back to work and seeing what's going on. You know what I mean? To make the successor to the Scorpios. And the Scorpios about to roll out. You don't think that they just sit back there playing with their thumbs. They're working on something else. So I do expect this here. What are we in 2017? The Pro came out in 2016. I expect to see something from Sony as far as hardware-wise by at least 2019. You know what I mean? 2019. You know what I mean? They may tease it in 2018. By 2019, we should see something, from Sony as far as regarding the PlayStation 5. Now, D, we out for here. Question to you. Do you think we're done with generations? I think that's more or less what he was trying to say. Do you think we're done with generations? Do you think both going forward? Because I remember Phil stating this last year. They're no longer will your controllers get old, no longer will your games get old. Now, we do know this, that the one reason why they didn't go with the Ryzen or whatever, because of compatibility issues. You know what I mean? They wanted, that's why they stayed with Jaguar, and they came with an ingenious way to put the DX12 chip right there on the motherboard, okay? So a lot of people just say, they still stay with Jaguar. What they did by that, by putting the DX12 on the chip, next gen I'm learning, which, it handles thousands of computer cases, hundreds of thousands. They were able to cut that down to like either this is between 9 or 11, and that frees up so much overhead on the CPU. So you said like you got a fucking a Ryzen or a high-tech fucking CPU. What they fucking did, and it blew Rich away from Digital Foundry. It's never been done before. They made the console around the software. Like I told you guys again, no one ever listens to me. I swear, I'm gonna get up there after this. That what we've been playing now from 2013 up until now, Scorpio can handle it at no problem at 4K 60. No fucking problem. Now, things as time goes on, engines gonna become more graphically demanding. But what we have right now, the Scorpio can more than handle that. You know what I mean? And like I said, if a game is 4K, say if it's 900p 30 or 1080p 30, and it has a 30 frame, the engine was made in 30. You know what I mean? We probably won't see that game in 60. You know what I mean? Unless the developers go in and do something. But that doesn't mean that the Scorpio can't handle it at 60.
That's right. I mean? But hold on, just give me 1 second here. It's gonna pull up a quote that they said from the article where they actually discussed this.
Guys, hit the like button. I got over 200 people in here. Hit the like button, man. Oh snap! What's up? Oh snap! The most beautiful vocabulary. Oh snap!
This is what they said.
Xbox won't kill me.
This is a direct quote from them. They say the other thing we did is improve our GPU to CPU coherent bandwidth. So the bandwidth between the CPU and GPU is drastically improved as well. The net result of all of this is not only does the CPU clock faster than it does on the Xbox One, it's actually more efficient than the one in both Xbox One and Xbox One S. We had more time to tune it. You learn a lot when you put something out there. You can iterate on it, and this is the results of our learnings. Now, they went on to also say, they said that they incorporated the DX12 draw calls into the GPU command processor itself, and they're saying this frees it up for the developers. And they said this is Microsoft themselves, because there was a misconception if this was ever done before. They said it's the first time that they're aware of, that he's aware of. This is the director, one of the engineers here, that we actually pulled some of the DX12 runtime components directly into the hardware. So like this is some revolutionary stuff that's in Project Scorpio.
Yeah, and again, I think once the hate simmer down and gamers, well, not Xbox fans, we're so people don't, but some of the so pro, the zealots out there, because they're still in they don't believe, you know what I mean, that once they actually see the games out there in the real world and how they're running, I think, listen, things are going to change. How you say things are going to goddamn change, and I'm happy. Last word of the show before we go. My man Zach Kareem said that Nintendo's Direct today was dog shit. Did you expect anything further? And also, I want to say,
they had a Direct today. I totally forgot about that, man.
You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. Nintendo, bro. Listen, who's still playing a Switch right now? I'm playing that shit. Just want to die. But listen, oh my God, I wanted to tell you something very important, D, but I forgot. My God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I got a couple minutes. We're good.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to congratulate also Microsoft on their whole digital refund policy thing that they have. I mean, Derek Barrett, what's up, baby? David, about if you buy a game digitally, you know what I mean, you got I think up to 2 weeks to exchange it, or digitally, like I said, when it comes to customer service, I only had one issue in my whole life with Microsoft with customer service. It was with the Elite controller. I got the fucking runaround. I had to speak to the man behind the man behind the man. Like I had to talk at the end. I had to talk to Michael Jackson with the glove on, the man in the mirror. I just went into the store. They made a phone and swapped it out for me. But if you buy a game digitally, for whatever reason, you bought the wrong game, or if you don't, whatever the case may be, if you bought a game, forgot to play cable bill, you got up to 2 weeks to return it to Microsoft.
Oh, I totally missed that. You want to repeat that for me? What?
If you buy a game digitally, let me get the exact quote here. I'm quite sure they may have it up in here. But if you buy a game digitally from Microsoft, from the Microsoft store, Windows 10 store, oh here it says it right here. I got the offer. I got the offer up right here in front of me. Let me go right here. Microsoft to offer self-service refunds for Xbox One and Windows 10 gaming. It says here. Wait, let me bring. It said we've listened in support of offering gamers the freedom of choice. We're making changes to Microsoft Store purchase and experience by offering customers a simple way to instantly return the digital project like games, apps through account.microsoft.com. When a game or app leaves you wanting more, we're here to help. Self-service refunds on Xbox One. Maya, thank you. It said, when a game or app leaves you wanting more, we're here to help. Self-service refunds on Xbox One and Windows 10 provide a quick and simple way of returning your digital product. So if you buy some shit that's trash, it's even better. Hey man, I don't want this shit. Whatever the case may be, and they will take it back from you. You try that with Sony. Sony will ban your account. What'd you say?
You just call them up?
Say I didn't one more time.
How do you go about doing it? How do you get the refund?
Okay. Well, it says here how you go about getting the refund. It says a simple way: instantly return digital products like games and apps through account.microsoft.com. Wow. Number one, navigate to account.microsoft.com and sign in. From the top menu bar, select the payment bill and order history. Once you're in the account, they give you step by step, but they give you the option to return it.
Yeah, Sony is the fucking worst for that shit. I've had a few issues when I had to refund something and forget about it. I told you when I was buying Horizon Zero Dawn that I pre-ordered it, and they told me as soon as I placed my pre-order that I can't get a refund before I even received the damn game. Like, come on, man.
You know what? At the end of the day, like we said, we are all, sometimes we root for these consoles. Like they're our favorite sports team. I get it. But I've always said this. I am a consumer first. You know what I mean? When I had a problem with Microsoft with that Elite controller, and I was getting to run around, I've been with these guys since 2001, literally. You know what I mean? Remember, and I'm not saying I'm anybody special. I'm not claiming to be an industry insider. You know what I mean? But I have spoken to several figureheads public. Several times. Game with them, talk to them. Cool. Not saying they didn't owe me anything. When I felt like I was getting to run around like, I just bought this guy. I had the controller 2 months and my B button is sticking. I fired up my camera. That's crazy. Sal hit me like, bro, why you just ain't tell me? He plugged me into somebody else, but I just went to the store. They just gave me another one. You know what I mean? But they have since have fixed that. But you know what I mean? I'm a consumer first, man. You know what I mean? And this is amazing. That's why I don't give Sony my debit card number. I don't buy anything really digitally from them. I don't,
I use cards with them. I use the prepaid money with them, and I have, I'm not gonna lie, I have used PayPal the odd time, but as soon as I use it, I delete it right away out of my account.
Yeah, I don't rock with them at all. I'd rather have the physical because Sony sometimes, and I'm not even here. This is not a bad Sony video.
No, they have bad security. Like it's been proven, and this is our money, it's our funds. We have families to feed. Like, come on. Yeah,
bad security, bad customer services. It's not the best, and that's just fact. You know what I mean? But like I said, in the day, D, thank you for swinging by. I'm not going to hold you too long. Guys, like I said, hey, Valkyrie, what's going on, baby boy? Holler at me on Twitter. I'm going to be doing a live stream about 15 minutes. I'm giving away 3 copies of Injustice 2. All you got to do is just join the live show. You ain't got to ask me nothing. Don't tell me your mother got a lost kidney and you're trying to adopt a kid from South Africa. How I do my giveaways, I just drop the code in the chat. Hands going up in 5 minutes. Get your pencil. I drop the code in the chat. Whoever copies it quick first, you got it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Z, since I have you here, I want to know what you think about this Star Wars reveal.
It's awesome. It's
Did you see that we didn't get exclusive content for it because PlayStation's advertising it? So,
well, again, I don't know. I guess I mean, most likely, I say if it barks like a dog, it's a dog. And I said this to Jazz from Windows Central because that's how I seen the trailer early this morning, wee hours in the morning. I was up late, and I said to him, I said, "Well, damn, Sony seemed like they be riding kind of heavy. They got Call of Duty, they got Destiny, they got Star Wars Battlefront, they got Red Dead Redemption 2, NBA 2K looks like they're gonna have again. You know what I mean? They have all of the big, multi-plats advertising wise for this holiday season. So, and there's some sort of Destiny 2. I said, I wonder what Microsoft answer is. So we gotta hear something at E3, unless Microsoft was like, fuck it, we don't have to pay that 50-60 million. The game is gonna run and look better on that system.
It's gonna run. You know who's gonna I think it's like a good strategic move what they did with Digital Foundry doing the reveal, because you know who's gonna be doing those comparisons.
Yes, comparisons.
So when you see the version running on Scorpio and the version running on PS4 or PS4 Pro, there's gonna be a gulf, like a huge difference, and that itself will sell the console itself, right? And of course, I'm sure Microsoft at E3, they're gonna have some kick-ass exclusive games. They have to, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Marcel Simon said with all those marketing rights, we now know God of War is coming out. Well, they may still come out because that will probably be their big exclusive for the winter, because the Uncharted DLC is coming out this summer. Alex, what's good? What's going on, my brother? Shout out my man Xbot and old snaps in the chat. You know what I mean? So they probably will, have their. But and again, I like I said, exclusives don't hold the punch. They did. Everything is about the, whether you like it or not, the AAA multi-plats. You know what I mean? That's why I said this the way I feel about the Nintendo Switch. We've seen this movie already before. You can't have a console out there and it's not getting the, whether you like them or not, and it's not getting the AAA multi-plat game. Because after you finish playing your Zelda or whatever those are finished, what are you playing now? You're in Central, you're in Times Square out there playing 1-2 Switch, Bomberman. You understand what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. We've seen this movie already before, So
I'm already seeing some YouTube videos with some of these guys having buyer's remorse. I'm seeing a lot of videos. Oh, how do I feel about my Switch a month afterwards? It's like, it's just like, what am I doing now? Everyone got hyped up for that one game. I'm not saying that Zelda wasn't a good game, because all the gamers that have played it that I know, they all said the game's amazing. But one game does not make a system.
Yeah, hey D, listen. You hear? You hear me? That's where I'm coming from. Hold on, Zach Kareem said next gen said that first. What I say, Zach Kareem? I'm always saying some crazy shit, but that's what I'm saying. You get that one game. Actually, believe it or not, because gamers are from what you have done for me lately. Since the reveal of of Project Scorpio, Xbox Scorpio, where nobody really talking about the Xbox anymore. It was just all Sony and Nintendo. Everything's about the Xbox right now. You know what I mean? Everything. Even as a diehard fan, it was a little depressing. Like, damn, Sony releasing all these niche titles every Tuesdays. So how they the type of game they were releasing that it goes straight to DVD, straight to Netflix, you know what I mean? Amazon Prime or something, at the end of the day. But listen, before we go, I will say this. I am interested in that Hellblade. I like the developer. That makes what's the Heavenly Sword, the one that make the, I don't know if you have guys. If you have a PS3 still, I don't know if it's on PlayStation now. Heavenly Sword is a great game. That game was awesome. So I'm very, very excited for a Hellblade. Hellblade. Listen, this is people asking. These are my games for this holiday season. Well, what I'm gonna get, I want Tekken 7, Injustice 2, Hellblade. Of course, if God of War comes out, Friday the 13th. Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't fuck with it. Depends on what this new Assassin's Creed is looking like. What'd you say?
I'm looking forward to Spider-Man.
Well, if that comes out, of course, Spider-Man. I don't like. That's just too much. I don't think, but we should see. I'll probably end up buying fucking Forza Motorsport 7 though. I don't hate simulation racers. Of course, Crackdown. I want to see what that State of K2 look like. Killer Instinct Season 4. So much. Am I missing something, D?
No. I just Forza obviously, but I know Microsoft is gonna have some surprises up their sleeve for us at E3. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait.
All right. All right. So we about to get the hell up out of here. My man D Wilson, 1976 said, D, what do you think about Sony TV?
Sony makes a good TV. Right. The nine. If you're gonna get a Sony TV, you pretty much gotta go either 900, 930, or 940. The other ones, they're subpar, and I wouldn't bother with them. The 900E for this year is really good. It's a full array with local dimming, so it's really good. It's got good color. It gets bright. It's got good HDR reproduction. The 930E is excellent, and I'm not quite sure if the 940E.
What's up with that ZD? That one that came out last year.
Okay, the reason why I don't talk about the Z, because the Z is very expensive. You know, the average Joe is not going to be able to afford the Z. But
still very expensive.
But that yeah, it's still expensive. But that TV is amazing. It's got a good color gamut. It gets really bright, and you know you're getting excellent dark room viewing with that TV. That TV is a beast of a TV. Great TV. Just it's expensive, right? It's and for that price. It's kind of hard to go with it when you have OLED, you know. So OLED has its trade-offs, of course, but you know, if you have money to burn, I think it's better to spend on OLED, right? Because the OLED's going to give you the crisper picture, that's for sure. Yeah, especially with the 2017 sets, they improved all the stuff from last year, so they get a lot brighter. You know, they're doing the
starting price
for OLED. Oh, yeah. In Canada they're expensive. I don't know. In the States, I think you can get an OLED for about $3,000 right now in the States.
It ain't that bad, you know what I mean?
But that depends on it. They got like the G6. You know, the W7 is higher priced. You know, so it depends. But I think starting you can probably get for about $3,000 to $4,000 somewhere around there.
I got. Listen, we're closing with this right now. I'm sorry, I'm saying it for the last 10 minutes. I want you to respond to this guy before we go. Abazel's 2009 stuff, but this is not what he said. The only part about the 8.4 teraflop that is correct was the actual part that it flopped. Oh man. Well, my man here. First of all, shout out to Sim Zim, aka the Afro King. He said the Switch is fine. Xbox you need to worry about though, bro. I'm looking for.
He sounds like All Day. Like I was talking to All Day the other day, and All Day was trying to sell me on the Switch. I was like, nah, bro. He was going, but. I was like, nah, bro. Switch, I don't know. The Switch, like you guys enjoy it. You guys, they're in nirvana right now, but they're gonna come down to earth pretty soon, and they're gonna realize that system doesn't have a lot of games.
What are they playing? I can play Zelda on the Wii U. What else?
Yeah. But what are they gonna do for the multiplats? What are they gonna do when they're watching their friends play Star Wars Battlefront and their system can't run it? You know what I'm saying? What are they gonna do when the new WWE comes out and they can't run it, or when we get a regular version of FIFA and they get like a watered down version of FIFA?
Hey, yo, let them tell us custom. Hey, bro, listen. You can't even fucking send your friends messages on a goddamn Switch. It's 2017. You know what? I blame people like you, Afro Zim, that no matter what Nintendo does, they can take the shit on your birthday cakes. Hey, grandma, just put some sprinkles on it. It's Nintendo. Ooh, I'm out of here, man. Nintendo. They got to be the shittiest company in the world.
Yeah, but listen to all they had to do, though, to be honest, sorry to cut you off, but all they had to do was lower the price of this system. It's just overpriced. And then I looked at the breakdown. Like somebody did a breakdown of the system, and the system is actually expensive to make. Man, it's $237 to actually make the system.
I don't want it, man. I don't want it. Listen. Even if it was $100. Or whatever, I can play. I'm just, I'm sorry. It's the last word. Me personally, not that I hate. I don't hate anything. You know what I mean? So when you hate on something that says you can't afford to buy it or whatever, I have no reason to hate. One of my main issues with Nintendo is that it's 2017 and they are like the grandfather of gaming. And they're just so far behind the curve. Why do I have to beg and for me just have a friends list, voice chat mandatory? I'm just asking for the basic shit that I've been doing since 2002. And if you guys at the end of the day don't understand that, you know what they like to say? They say, well, I got that other console for that. Oh, I got the Xbox for that. Oh, I got the PS4 for that. And again, not everyone can afford to have multiple consoles.
No,
you know what I mean?
But
If
what are they
Nintendo
going
was
to
your
do
preferred
when they're
platform,
tired? What are they going to do when they're tired of Mario Kart? When they're tired of the new Mario? When they're tired of this Zelda? Because they're not going to get a lot of multiplats in that game, and it's going to be the fucking Wii U all over again. It's the same shit. Like, okay, for instance, say I had the Switch, and I go over to your house, and I'm watching fucking Scorpio. How the fuck can I go back home and play my fucking little Switch?
Hey, listen, man. All I got to say is look at mostly Nintendo dedicated channels, and I'm gonna close. I'm gonna try to be a good Christian here. I'm gonna close on that note. And my grandmother said, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for drinking by with us. I listened also too, man. Guys, check it out. I did my first live reaction video. Live, something new. Let me know what you think. You got about 300 views. Shitty, but thank you. But that's something new that I'm bringing to this channel, man. And I'm giving away 3 copies of Injustice 2. All you gotta do is follow my live stream. I'm just gonna drop the codes in the chat there. Come rock out with me now. I'm your boy Next Gen. And my man D Batch. You know what I mean? The tech guy, the TV king. We out here, man.
Peace.
Bang, peace. Thank you. Thank you for swinging by. Maya said the Xbox is the best box. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the damn close button here, man. I hit the wrong button. Here we go. I'm back here.
Are we live? Are we still on the air?